Hey guys, we have driven to this beautiful beach in the North Andaman Islands, and today I will be giving you 5 tips for off-roading in sand. Tip number 1, and the most fundamental for sand driving, is to deflate your tires. Before you get on the sand, make sure that you let your air down from all your tires. What this is going to do is give you more traction on the sand and help you move without any problem. I have laid out both my sand ladders as markers, as rulers, for us to see how long is the tread now in the undeflated condition. We have optimistically about 18 inches of wheel tread which is making contact with the ground. This is with the tire on its normal road pressure, which is about 35 psi now, as we can see. I will now let the air out using the bleed valve. I'm targeting around 22 psi, which I think should be enough for this kind of sand. Depending on your tire and your terrain, you have to experiment to find how much air to let out. While you're doing this, don't be afraid to let air out of your tire. You want the tire to squat nice and easy on the sand. Even if you hit below 15, you will still not knock the tire out of its speed. You can deflate even lower if the situation demands. We can see now that the tire length tread has increased quite a bit, and with the mud terrain tires, the added advantage is the aggressive shoulder lugs which were there on the side are also gone down, and they are making contact now. So it's good, very good for traction. Please do remember to let down the tires before you hit the sand. Make sure you stop before entering the sand and let down the tires. With the lowered tire pressure now, you've got a longer tread and much better traction. So you should be able to do most hard sand patches in two-wheel drive itself. But if you need it, then switch to 4 high and enjoy the sand. Tip number 2 is another basic tip. It's not only for sand but for any kind of off-road driving. It is to walk the track. It is a very wise thing to get down from the vehicle and walk ahead and walk the track you intend to cross, to check out how soft it is or if any obstacles are there in your way. And especially in water crossing scenarios, you will not know what lies beneath the water, so it's always a good idea to check with a stick like this, or if possible even to wade across the water yourself and find a line and make a plan in your head as to which line you're going to take to cross the terrain. If your sand off-roading has brought you to the beach, then this is all the more important, because remember that up to the tidal range, that's up to the place where the water comes during high tide, you're going to get relatively harder sand, and beyond that it is going to be very, very soft sand. You can see on the screen that there is a color difference, and you can actually see the wet sand from the dry sand. So the wet sand, which is going to be a little bit caked up and will give you better traction, that will be relatively harder, and the further up the shore you go, you're going to get very, very soft sand, and it can easily bog you down. So walk the track. Tip number 3 is to keep up the momentum. The sand is not your friend. It is going to try to sink you down. So you need to keep moving ahead. I repeat, I'm not telling you to go fast, but keep up the momentum and keep moving ahead. That will prevent you from sinking down. Be very gentle on the throttle. No sudden accelerations or decelerations. Just keep up a steady pace and keep moving ahead. With your deflated tire, your steering is going to be a little sluggish, but it's okay. Just keep moving ahead. That naturally leads us to tip number 4, which is to never brake hard on the sand. I know this is counterintuitive and very tempting to smash the brake when you want to stop, but practice not to brake on the sand. When you brake hard, what you're doing is you're nose diving into the sand and digging a nice big pit for yourself. So it is going to be all the more difficult for you to climb out of that pit. The softer the sand, the faster you're going, the deeper is going to be the pit, and that's a big trouble. What you want to do instead is, if you want to stop on the sand, just slot the gear into neutral and let the engine do all the work and bring the vehicle gradually to a stop using engine braking. Don't even touch the brake. The vehicle's weight and the sand are going to do all the work for you, and without much drama or digging yourself deep, it's going to smoothly bring the vehicle to a halt. Tip number 5 is perhaps the most important tip. Despite doing everything right, despite taking all the precautions and following all the tips, you might find yourself stuck now and then. It's completely okay to get stuck, and if you're not getting stuck, that means either you're not having enough fun or you're not pushing yourself enough. It is okay to get stuck as long as you have a recovery plan. Assess the situation and try to find out why you're stuck in the first place. Can you wriggle out of it by dropping tire pressure further and giving more traction to the wheels? Or the simplest thing most of the time would just be to reverse the very direction you came in and try to take another line. So always remember, if you're stuck very badly, the simplest thing to do is reverse out of trouble. If you're carrying sand ladders, those are lifesavers in these situations. I already posted a video on how to use sand ladders and how to get out of situations in sand using these sand ladders. You can click the link on the screen if you want to see that video. Make sure you're carrying basic recovery gear always. I'll show you all the gear I carry with me to give you an idea of some basic recovery gear. I will also leave links in the description for all the gear I use. So these are all my recovery gear. First and the most basic is the jack that comes with the car. Don't leave home without it. I have a nifty little shovel which folds and helps me clear the sand or anything which is stuck under my tire. The toolkit that comes with your car. And I have this tire gauge for checking tire pressure and also using the bleed valve to deflate. I have a Bergman Typhoon tire inflator for re-inflating the tires, and I carry a snatch strap with the rated bow shackle for towing or being towed out of trouble. This is the basic kit I have. You can add or throw in more items according to your requirement. That is the end of this video, guys. Please let me know in the comments below if you want to know something else about sand driving or off-roading in general, or about the Force Gurkha. Please do check out the other videos on my channel. Until next time, bye bye.